Alright, so we just got these new dev notes, just dropped like an hour ago, and I read through the dev notes, and there's some pretty interesting stuff here. Most of all, they're just talking about Labyrinth, because Labyrinth came out 3 weeks ago. We're about to get a new season of Labyrinth. On JP, it should be next patch, unless they want to delay it a week maybe. But it should be next patch, I'm pretty sure. And it's going to be pretty interesting to see if they're going to make many changes based on what they say here in these dev notes. It is pretty long, so I'm going to essentially summarize while explaining what their intent clearly is here. Labyrinth was meant to be a very easy game mode. It was meant to be a game mode that any player, regardless of where they are in the game, could just hop in, have a good time, clear it, get the rewards, and maybe try again. See if they have like a different outcome this time, like with using different characters to clear it. And clearly was not how they intended, because they essentially just say they're sorry that based on the data they received plus feedback, that was not what actually ended up happening, because they clearly saw that if you don't have Summer Merlin, they don't specifically say Summer Merlin anywhere in these dev notes, but you can tell. If you don't have Summer Merlin, the game mode is very hard for newer players especially that don't have much game knowledge, or for people that just get very unlucky, even if you do have a lot of game knowledge, very unlucky on the passives that you get. Summer Merlin essentially trivializes the passives because she's so stupidly strong for the game mode, because she again trivializes the whole game mode essentially, except for the two last bosses, which at that point you're doing everything so nonchalantly that it doesn't matter with Summer Merlin. That was not their intent, and they show the data, right? They say as well somewhere here, I don't know exactly, but that they clearly can tell there's on the data that there's a lot of people that they see they didn't have the character that they want on the second pickup, which would be Summer Merlin if they have her, and then restart, right? So that's what they want should not happen next time when Labyrinth comes back. They don't exactly say, so they also talk about how many players actually end up beating it. About 70% of players clear the first floor or presses through the above square. So they say like the most commonly used pattern on the squares. This is the best pattern for the people that don't have Summer Merlin. Exactly this. And I'm not surprised it's the most cleared pattern, because the first fights here that you acquire passives, if you don't have Summer Merlin, are very tough. You will likely die, so avoiding them to level up is better. But if you do have Summer Merlin, it's great because they're free wins, and then you just get free passives. I don't recall exactly how the second floor goes, but okay. The one thing is, so they say here as well, the part that matters is recognized differently from the content developed intention on the first underground labyrinth. The development team is also aware of the need for improvement and supplementation in the area, whatever. Currently, based on the players' play opinions and data on the labyrinth, we're discussing improvements and balance fixes. The underground labyrinth is planned to be updated in the form of seasonal updates. Again, we are getting a new update with new rewards. I don't know if they're going to do the same rewards, like I can't imagine they're going to drop another card, but I'm going to assume 30 gems will be the end reward every single time. Maybe they could instead do the gems in a different spot, maybe like not the final reward, but have like the final reward be like holy relic materials, stuff like that. They can definitely mix and match the rewards and stuff. We'll see. In the next Underground Labyrinth season, the part that became a problem in the Underground Labyrinth, poor Google Translate, but we'll improve it and prepare. It just should be like one sentence, but it got cut off, right? We will improve it and prepare it to be more enjoyable. So they don't exactly say what will be improved. That's the issue I have a little bit with dev notes, is that I think that they just can't say because they're not sure right? They just say, guys, don't worry, we are working on it. We can't tell you right now what it is because we don't know what it is we're gonna do, but we're working on it. So I think the easiest thing they can do is just ditch the part where not everyone can use any character. Actually, you can. Any person that plays Labyrinth can actually use Summer Merlin, even if you don't have her, just not on that first pick that you can pick a Merlin. If you don't have Summer Merlin, you can't see her there. You can't pick her there specifically, but you can pick her in a shop later. I think they just can make so you can pick Summer Merlin anytime, or make the enemy's attack seal resistant. Although I wouldn't like that specifically because that would also cuck Red Galford, which is really helpful for the players that don't have Summer Merlin. I don't know what they can specifically do, other than just ditch the part where, again, you can't pick any character you want on anywhere, and that's it. Like, you can pick any character whenever, right? It's just random when you get them. Make the passives a little bit better. Like, there are very powerful passives, right? The passive where you get 3 ultimate gauge is stupid. But there are passives that you just question, like, why is this even here, right? So, I don't know. Make better passives as well. I think in general, this is a great game mode. Like, if you can't clear the first try, I don't think that's a reason why you'd say you don't want to do it. That's why I've been seeing, like, people don't clear on their first attempt, and they're like, oh, the game mode's too hard. Oh, the game mode's bad. And it's just unfair, because difficulty in games is good. I like games that are difficult. It's just felt like this was a difficult game mode, quote unquote. You need luck, but it felt like it was still unfair in that gacha way, where having specific characters made it easier for you. Summer Merlin is the one character, like the only character in the entire game that actually mattered, having or not, like, truthfully, was Summer Merlin. Red Galfrey is free, so, like, and he carries, like, you have him. Like, SR Slater carries a lot as well. Like, all these characters that would carry you otherwise are all free. The one was free. Or you could have picked somewhere along the path, right? Summer Merlin was legit the only character. So that felt like, in a way, it wasn't exactly how they probably planned on doing. So, in any case, I hope the next season is... I really enjoyed the first season of Labyrinth. Again, there are these issues I just said, like Summer Merlin should have been available for everyone, and some of the passives are really bad. But other than that, I really like the game mode. I personally really like the game mode. So I hope if they are going to make improvements, they just makes it better. So, this whole section, I read this like 3 times. I don't understand what they mean by this. If you want to pause the video and read it yourself, feel free to. But they essentially just talk about, knighthood battles being too forceful. They in the beginning say how knighthoods are cool because, you can have, activities with your friends and stuff like that. Fair enough. That's what usually happens with these kinds of clans and stuff. But then they go, of course, I feel rather burned by the fact that such group activities are forced. If you are in a competitive guild, you are essentially forced to participate on trying to go for higher points, which can be very annoying. I wish that the guild boss did not use stamina, because goddamn, do I use stamina on guild boss sometimes. Guild boss, especially on how you need to keep resetting for the higher points if you are in a more competitive guild, but most people aren't because of that. I'm assuming most people don't care to be in a competitive guild because guild boss is so annoying, and most people don't even care about guild wars either. So I don't know. I think that there are players, so as long as this kind of knighthood activity does not become a burden, we'll do our best to strengthen it. The knighthood system that will be added in the future will focus on functions that encourage basic group activities. We're currently preparing to update each functions sequentially this year. More detailed features and systems additions will be announced in the future. So they don't actually say what it is at all, right? They just say we are working on more knighthood stuff. So be tuned for future stuff we're working on that is more on the line. That's not more on the lines of being competitive. They say encourage basic group activity. So I don't know what exactly could that mean. That could mean anything. That could just mean doing raids together, right? Do 10 raids with guild members and you get rewards. I don't know. I have no idea. So cool. I feel like, you know, guilds in general are one of the worst and less liked systems in the game anyways. So improvements will be great. The next section of the the patch notes, or dev notes, sorry. I was pretty excited when I read addition of convenient functions related to crafting sacred items on demonic beasts. So this bird, deer, and dog. I was like, oh, what are they gonna do? I love improvements to dogs, please. But I actually can read all of this because it's very short. Since monster battles, or you know, demonic beasts, and sacred items were added, holy relics, magical beasts and sacred items of various characters have been added continuously. It keeps being updated. Along with that, information on sacred items and related sacred items that can be obtained in each monster battle, players have requested that we be able to see in game. I am very confused. Are people not aware which beast? I get this all the time on stream. Which beast goes for each character? Like, it's very simple. I guess if you're new and you're just coming in, you're very confused. Of course, bird is for humans and unknown. Deer is for... oh, even I'm forgetting. Fairies and goddesses. And dogs is for the remaining, which would be demons and giants. And this is essentially the update. They're just letting you know, I guess. Fruits update in September. The sacred items that can be obtained and the sacred items that can be produced in each monster battle will be available. No idea what this means. Will be available. They are always available. So I don't know. Does this mean that you can do the first time completion on all three? That, like, they're always, like, the sacred items are always available. Like, you can make them at any time. I don't know what exactly this means. Okay, we're planning to add this function. So you can check. I don't... Do they just... I think that what this is letting you know, like, if you go on, like, bird... It will show you, like, okay, if you do bird, you can make these relics, right? It give you a list. That's what I think this means. Like, I don't know. If they make it so you can get first time completion on all three every week, that'll be epic. I would even say. That'll be an epic gamer moment. I actually would like that a lot. But I don't think that it is. Also, check the number of sacred items currently in possession and immediately go to the sacred item production menu for items that have gathered materials, or I must means gathering materials. We plan to add a function that allows you to move and create. I don't know. It just seems like they're gonna make it easier to know what relic goes for each character and what material goes for each relic. That was that a problem? Maybe for people. Let me know if it was a problem for you. Maybe I'm just out of touch. Because I am someone that plays the game a lot, but okay. I've had this a lot. People were asking if Jormungandr gets a relic, which demonic beast would even be? And it's like bird. She's unknown. I don't know. This last part is about the simultaneous completion. If you've never used it, I don't blame you. It's the function where, you know, if you spawn like 6 red demons, you can click the thing and then you do 1 red demon and it does all 6 for you. I've never used it a single time because I don't farm the old demons. I only farm the new ones, right? And they're essentially saying that Belmoth and OG Demon will also now have it, and it will be a permanent feature in the game. I think it was not supposed to be a permanent feature, but they realized it's not that big of a deal, so they're just making it permanent. That's it, essentially. I hope that they don't mention anywhere, right? Yeah, they don't mention anywhere. They also add the food for thing, but they do mention here, right? However, as mentioned in the last episodes, by the end of September, plan 4 Archangels Super Boss Battle. So, end of September. 2 weeks from now, probably. So, next week is... would be the 15 or the 14 actually. It's when the celebration. The 14 will be the next patch. I'm going to assume it will be a random banner if I had to guess. And then the 21 would be the following patch, or 22. It's been pretty weird, either Wednesday or Thursday, right? The following week would be a different patch like that week. Then the following week I assume, or it could actually be the Archangels, or in the following week would probably be a festival at the end of the month, which based on the festivals from the previous years. So if I go on the Grand Cross database here, we have a list of every single festival that has come out. Last year, what we got in this time slot was Hijack Galfer. Hijack Galfer was maybe the third least hype festival in the game. I think number 1 was DN. Number 2 was Kusok. Number 3 might have been Galfer. So before that, September of 2020, we didn't get a festival, did we? No, we had the collab for KOF. Yeah. This is a very interesting stretch of time. We had a festival at the end of August, and we didn't get another festival until the end of November with the one Escanor. So 2020 we didn't have anything. So maybe the one to base off would be like Wing King. Still like a kind of hype for JP because he was really good, but Global already knew the one was coming next, so no one saw one for him on Global. I don't know what could be the festival. It could be Chandler. It could be many things. So we'll see. Given that it's a 4 Archangel Super Boss, I would not be surprised if it is Chandler, the festival. But we have no idea. So yeah, that's about it. I'm Labyrinth hopeful they make some good changes. That's all I can hope for.